people making money. And you see that this is one of a very clear evolution of how actually the consumer purchase, how their behavior changes. Like for example, like 20 years ago, you see that everyone goes to the shop, but the thing that when you buy from the shop, actually the shop, the selection is very little. There is not much variation for them to choose, and they have to go from shop to shop to do the comparison. So that's one of the things that made them feel difficult to do their shopping online. And also distance. If let's say they want to buy a few things, they have to go to different places. That comes in the supermarket and hypermarket to solve their problem. So what is the problem being solved is they go to one place, they can have everything in one place. But the setback of having the supermarket and hypermarket is last time you know the shopkeeper, you know the shop owner, so you have the relationship with them, but now you don't have anymore. So now we'll start to have online to actually solve certain problems. For example, last time you go to the hypermarket, there's a distance away. You still have to take time to go to hypermarket, park your car there, and spend some time to go walk around to look for the things you have. Because the store is so huge, because they're selling a lot of the thing. But online is so easy for you to actually search for the thing you want, and then you can ask them to send to your place. So it solves a lot of problem, including those restaurant owner. They can use this online system to actually do the ordering. The order of the products will send to their restaurant directly, so they can actually stock up without any hassle. And later part, you'll see that it goes into the omni-channel. So omni-channel is something that is very new, that actually solve almost everything that we can see today. Because the consumer is simple, they just want to have cheap products, quality product, at the same time can purchase it easily, and then can collect it easily. So omnichannel is something that actually solving from tip to toe of the e-commerce industry. And we know that in every crisis lies the opportunities. So whenever there is a crisis, the better companies come out of the crisis doing better, and the bad companies who is always going to be bad continues to give lots of excuses after the crisis is over. So we want to see some company who actually want to use this to reposition themselves to become better, to make it become stronger. After let's us start our web forum today. Of course, today the first topic we would like to discuss, to talk about is we would like to have our speakers to tell us a little bit about their background before they start up their company. So let us first welcome Mr. Joshua from Jocom to share with us about yourself.
Hi, thanks, Roy. Yep, my name is Joshua, and I'm CEO and founder of Jocom. Jocom actually not meant for Joshua's company. It actually meant for just order conveniently on mobile. So of course, we trade digitally and globally via Jocom. We actually put ourselves as your pocket supermarket as well, and we have been around the market for 5 years. Next slide. Of course, a little bit of introduction of Jocom. Jocom is actually an M-Commerce company that specializes in groceries and shopping. We revolutionize the way how you buy groceries online, and we send to your doorstep and we can actually order through our pocket supermarket app in Malaysia. Next. So of course, a little bit of background about us, introduction about Jocom, and also myself. Myself is Joshua, and my co-founder, Miss Agnes Chua, as well. She's actually a managing director of Jocom. And of course, we are one of the, we also supply our groceries, not only in our Jocom app itself, we also supply to the 5 big platforms in Malaysia, like Lazada, Shopee, Presto Mall, Q10, and Astro Go Shop as well. And also one of the Alibaba entrepreneur that selected out of the 90 Malaysians that went to training with Alibaba to learn about how they survived through the SARS, and also how they survived through the end game of what happens like in our COVID-19. And we have a chance to learn all these things, and really thanks to Alibaba and selected me to join their entrepreneurship. And that's where we learn about how to counter the SARS and also the COVID-19 thing, and it's almost similar. And we created the same ecosystem that we have in Malaysia to but in this bad times period. Next slide, Roy. So of course, a little bit of feature of understanding of Jocom. Jocom is actually one of the end-to-end solution Jocom app, first Malaysian grocery app in Malaysia. We actually deliver in 24 to 48 hours. Of course, due to MCO and also due to the COVID-19, our orders has been highly, very peak. It's almost the 10 times of Double 11. I don't know whether you understand what's called Double 11 in China. We have about more than 10 times the orders that is supposed to be from Double 11. So Double 11 is really a strong order, but recently of the MCO and COVID-19, we have 10 times the orders that we have. And of course, due to this situation, we are a bit delayed, but of course, every day we are fixing the delivery to make sure that everyone get their groceries on time. And of course, in the next 48 hours to 72 hours, you'll probably still get the groceries, but at least still don't need to travel out of the home to make yourself safely to be at home to receive our groceries as well. So of course, next slide. So of course, you can order anything from our platform or all the brands that we have here. But of course, due to MCO and COVID-19 situation, some brands has been out of stock. Some brands are actually still available. But of course, we'll be keep on updating our app and also our portal to make sure that everyone have a chance to buy enough grocery essential goods to your home as well. And of course, please do check into our app and also check out all our stuff that we replenish or we didn't replenish, but make sure you are actually there to be the first one to buy it, because we did have a replenishment last week and it was sold out yesterday. So this is a situation in Jocom where our supermarket itself will replenish it, but the orders are actually backlogged, and it was just in 2 days, the orders are the quantity are all gone. So it's almost the same as like a panic buy, but we have no choice. We have to make sure that we can serve everyone. And please bear with us, and hopefully can support us and get your fresh groceries, especially vegetables. Those who actually get a chance to buy our vegetables, congrats. And those who send to your house, you have the fresh from Cameron Highlands and fresh from farmers. And we don't take from the red areas, we call it the Selayang area, or maybe from the people who COVID-19. So we have changed the suppliers to make sure the safetyness and hygiene is there. So this is how Jocom actually able to help you on MCO and the COVID.
All right, our next question and the topic that we want to touch is maybe a short introduction of the company and also what the company's vision and mission on this. And maybe first we invite Joshua to share with us about the Jocom's company vision and mission.
Yep. Of course, why I use a success story as a company vision and mission, because Jocom's as a vision and mission is that we want to help as much SMEs as possible and to actually help as much as traditional business to go online. So of course, why we use this success story as a mission and mission, because to show you that how successful we are actually helping the traditional business, which is the big brands that you see here, to help them to go online previously without any online e-commerce experience. We actually help all these big boys to actually go online previously. So our vision and mission is to actually help the traditional business to go online. And the vision is actually the mission is to make sure that traditional business actually go online through our brands, that we help them to go into the marketplace in a much more faster and efficient way. So one of the success story that I can share with you guys is that with the vision and mission is that Coca-Cola, NDPM, Nestle, and F&N is actually part and parcel of Jocom's enablement. We actually enable them to go online previously without having any portal, having any e-commerce experience, and we help them become a top seller in the platforms in Malaysia. So our vision and mission has completed. We actually help SMEs and bigger SMEs or small SMEs to actually go online. The vision is to ensure that they sell online successfully. So we actually got them to be awarded by MDEC, one of the Malaysia Digital Economic Corporation, that run by GLC of MOF, that and also MCMC, that established them to be able to sell online successfully. So I actually helped them and get a brand seller award by the MDEC to help these 5 guys to actually go online. So one of the things I want to stress, that what we really fulfill our mission and vision is that the one that on a lower center piece of image, the guy that with the pink color shirt. The guy in the pink color shirt is really considered SME. They're actually selling organic chickens. They don't understand what is called e-commerce, and don't understand what is called SEO, and what is called Facebook, and what is called supply chain, and they don't understand about all this. So our vision and mission is to help them to sell organic chicken online. So guess what? We made them one a success story, and our mission and mission is completed. While having this organic chicken farm is actually established in Sungai Buloh. The chicken, right, every day have to be breed upon like 90 days. In 90 days, you only can cut the chicken. So we sold about 100 chickens every week until they got no more chicken to sell. So this is what I call a success story with a mission and vision properly planned. We actually help the SME to grow online and the vision to make sure that they sell appropriately and successfully online. So we get them an award as well and through MDEC and successfully carve this story. Next slide, Roy. So with the mission and vision, why I show you the next slide is that, you see, we don't really care whether you are small, big, or big manufacturers. As long as your product can sell, there's nothing in the world that cannot be sold, especially in grocery and essential services in MCO level. All these goods, toilet roll, 100 plus, drinks, and also food. We used to sell a lot of to B2B. Jocom was actually a B2B, 80% of our business actually in B2B. And restaurants in Mid Valley, we supply to people in KLA2, supply people in KLCC, you know, those you see on the lower left-hand corner, the two guys there, is actually supplied to restaurants in KLCC area and also in Mid Valley area. So we give them whatever drinks they want and whatever vegetables they want to cook for that day, and the next day they'll be purchased again. So we have been doing this even before MCO has actually happened. So we're able to deliver all these fresh goods, eggs, vegetables, drinks to all these restaurants owner and also in a very fast way. Why they do that is because in the place of the MCO and the last time and previously is the same. In KLCC, your rentals are very high. So our vision and mission is to make sure that they can sell in an efficient way and make sure that they can use all their space in their restaurant to be converted into serving customers. So they will buy this every day, and hence to save them from having stack up too many spaces and use all spaces in their restaurant. And most of our restaurant space can be used as a serving the customer. So when they finish a product every day at night, they will repurchase this thing again. So Jocom has been doing this for the past 5 years, supplying to customers, whether it's a B2C or B2B, whether it's actually in the locker, what you see on the right-hand side corner. Our vision and mission is very clear. As long as you want to purchase essential goods, we'll deliver to you. Whether it's going to be box, it's going to be restaurants, it's going to be B2C. What you see a two lady on the right-hand side is actually an office, B2C office. Back in Chinese New Year, they want to give this 100 plus free as a gift to their customers and also their employees. Hence, they buy all this for their staff. And to be frank, people thought that we are putting this as a B2B model. Sorry, this is not a B2B. It's actually a B2C. So Jocom actually supplied 80% to B2B and 30% to B2C. And that time we were already at this mess. And now, if you ask me, Jocom success stories and vision mission is to change SME, whether it's a B2C or B2B. I can't tell anymore, but I can tell you one thing. Our vision and mission has to change. We have to serve the B2C market. As long as you order online, you are B2C. There's no more B2B anymore. And we are changing the concept of saying that the vision is to serve any customers who's actually online. As long as you buy online in a transaction way, we'll consider you as a B2C. And there's no more B2B message anymore. So of course, from now, our vision and mission has already completed. Our next vision and mission is going to be how to make sure you get your products out online for any products that you want to sell online to be successful. That's what we're going to help SME to do in the next round. Thank you very much, Roy. That's our vision and
Thank
mission
you.
and our success story for you.
All right, thank you, Joshua. This is a very classical example of how
No
e-commerce
worries.
met everything, helping the giants and also as small as those chicken farmers to actually sell, even they have a zero tax. All right. So now the next question for speakers is how do you think that your company will make a dent to the market? How is your unique value proposition over your competitors? Maybe we
Thanks, Roy.
want to
Thanks, Roy,
join.
again.
Joshua?
Yep. Thank you, Roy. Okay, we are back again. So,
Yes.
of course, a lot of people actually think about now is the time to actually go into IT technologies and softwares and actually go into online to actually get things done. But a lot of people actually still don't understand one thing. You see, Jocom actually created a unique value proposition, right? A lot of people actually ask us, what's so special about Jocom? Actually, Jocom very special. Why? You list with me, you can get to all the platforms in Malaysia and all the Southeast Asia platforms together at the same time. And you don't need to manage the IT services, you need to manage the infrastructure. You don't even need to understand how logistic works, how SEO being thrown on the Instagram, or how do you actually spend money on Google and everything else. We will do that for you. And we are like actually the hypermarket style. You put it online with us, or you put it into their shelf, and then we will sell the products for you. And we only will make sure that you don't need to invest into big infrastructures and also softwares that online that you haven't go in before. For the time being is that you do a normal advertisement is actually simple for you to sell online because everyone is looking at it in the Google search. But for when the time goes back to after MCO or after this, for you to spend money to buy a keyword online, it's going to be very expensive. So Jocom actually has one very unique selling point. You don't need to know any SEO, you don't need to know any infrastructure, you don't need to know any software, you don't need to know any manufacturing background. As long as you have a product to sell, I will sell you online straight away. Because because the competitive rate of this having this unique proposition is that why we list with Jocom, we can actually get you have a 95% visibility in Southeast Asia. That's what we are specialized in. Our US proposition, a lot of people think that, oh, it's just another marketplace. Sorry, we are a platform provider. We actually provide a platform for you to even select from any of these platforms the products that you want to list in. And having 95% visibility is good enough for you. And if you to go into online now and spend a lot of money and you don't do a wrong advertisement on Facebook or any SEO engine that you need to spend, probably now is actually cheap. But in the next future, it will be very expensive because there are a lot of competitions. So for us to actually already have an established name, to type a keyword of Jocom is really there. So people will search for Jocom as a grocery. So we give you 95% visibility. And the unique selling point that why we're actually much more better than others is that we're really in the market for more than 5 years. So with the 5 years experience and the data that we have, we're able to tell you what product sells the best and sell the most in the next session. Even whether now is actually without MCO or with MCO or post MCO or whichever way, we will actually help you to get into online, having 95% visibility and sell instantly without you having any software or solution model that you have in the market. So you don't need to invest in anything. You can actually sell in Jocom. But we really do food and beverage. Disclaimer, okay? We really do food and beverages. We don't do cosmetics. We don't do healthcare. We don't do clothes. We don't do uh, furniture, everything. We really do food and beverages. So sell with us on food and beverages, we'll bring you straight to online straight away in the next 24 hours, and you can get yourself sell online. And the magical beauty side that the software that I built, of course, like what Roy mentioned, I was a programmer by profession as well. So I'm actually a very high tech technology driven person who write my own software. So I wrote a software on top of this whole model and get products out in the market instantaneously. So next slide, Roy.
Yes.
So you see, with the platform that we provided for any one of the sellers that actually we sell to the brands, the unique proposition that we can bring you to China, we can sell you in Malaysia, we even sold like, okay, I guess everyone will be wondering, how can you eat a durian curry noodle? It's so hard to eat, right? Guys, as a Malaysian, if today you are the listener today in Zoom and also on Facebook, you'll be like thinking, how do you eat a durian curry noodle, right? But guys, I get you instantaneously into Alibaba platform, and in China, you sell 400 packs in 1 hour. So this is how we actually have a unique selling point that we can bring you to even international level without you having to cross over there. I will personally bring you there, your product there, and you don't need to travel with us. And you can actually sell our products easily. So that's how Jocom actually has this unique proposition. You can make a dent in the market where I give you 95% visibility. I sell a product with a price that you've given to me, and I already have a good branding and also good SEO keywords that actually already empowered into the engines and giving you strong enough to sell and you to invest into putting a wrong keyword or buying a wrong keyword, fighting for wrong advertisement space, which you need to spend a lot to actually win others in your competitions. So hence as well, we have this unique proposition. And of course, the best part about it is we are the guys who are actually able to sell ice cream that doesn't melt in your doorstep. This was one of the things that a lot of people had tried us before and they didn't believe it. And that's why we can sell Musang King frozen to China without melting and without having any problems in China as well. So of course, every year we bring brands. Alibaba wants me to bring 3 brands to China every year, and every quarter we'll bring 3 brands to China to sell them out to the market in China as well. So besides the Malaysia market itself, our unique proposition is also overseas, and we also open up our doors to Australia, Thailand, Indonesia as well. So after the MCO reopens and things are getting much more stable, one product in Malaysia alone, you can sell to 5 countries, 95 visibility in Southeast Asia platforms, and plus a guaranteed of sale that it can given to you with a little bit of investment, but you don't need to invest a lot. So this is how we actually able to make dent in the market and make sure that every SME that we help, we give you back the value that we have. Thanks, Roy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. I think the next slide will be like saying that we have this warehouse in China,
Yes.
if I'm not wrong. Yes.
Yep.
So we are already governed by government of MDEC that we have this warehouse to help SMEs in Malaysia to place your product. If you use 60 days warehousing free, and make sure your product self-finish in 45 days, and you need to ship back, and we make sure that your products are selling in a very hot cakes way. So these are the things that we already established in China. We know how to use the best one home to actually sell you out, and of course that one you have to pay for extra. But of course at the end it depends on what kind of level of revenue that you want to take. Of course, we'll take an example. One of the unique proposition that a lot of people ask us. So Joshua, today I want to sell 100,000 worth of goods. How much should I invest? Oh, it all depends on how you invest in your advertisement. In China, if you invest only 10,000 ringgit, no one will see you. You invest 20,000 ringgit, people still even see a glimpse of you. You invest 100,000 to get 100,000, is it worthwhile? It's not worthwhile. So Jocom's method is actually to make you 20% of your investment to get 100% revenue back. So that's how we actually have a unique proposition to help you guys in Malaysia and also other countries as well. So thank you very much, Roy.
Next is the fourth topic we would like to talk about is the, of course, with it. We would like to again invite Joshua to talk about this.
Yeah, hi. Roy, just so you're breaking. Sorry, I wasn't ready. Okay, anyway, we're back again. Okay, so basically, MCO has given us a lot of challenges. And luckily, our software and our mechanism of things that we have in Jocom is able to scale into this size. Imagine like your orders actually become like that. Imagine we have 15,000 SKUs. So let's say you have to invest in an infrastructure or in a system that actually able to cater 15,000 SKU and we pack into multiple packs of things and then send it to one person. To be frank, it's not easy. And for us to actually able to like, if you look at lower right hand corner image, you can see like there's toilet roll, there's milk, there's another thing of coffee, then another case of things here and there, vegetables and eggs and everything combined. It's not easy for a new company of a new type of structure that even though with the high digitalization that you want to do, you're not able to pack until this way. And order size, you're looking about more than thousands and thousands. B2C is actually very, very different from how you do a B2B and also how you do into streamlining your products and able to purchase and buy by a lot of different kind of people. So Jocom was actually ready for this kind of environment. And that's why we always like to tell manufacturers that saying that, hey, manufacturers, we like to work with you and we'll close the gap between how you produce your own manufacturing, what type of SKU that you want to push, and what type of things that you want us to send. We will bridge the gap between the sales and also the supply chain. So Jocom platform is actually a platform that is also a pocket supermarket, but eventually to crunch this kind of mechanics of variation of orders, right, is hard. Even with the mechanism of current B2C model of what you can see in other platforms, it's not able to combine orders. So Jocom is actually one of the guys that actually able to combine orders and make it very, very powerfully subdivided into various type of mechanism. So of course, again, a lot of costs involved and a lot of technology involved. So for Jocom side, you don't need to invest in a high manufacturing type of like infrastructure or putting a gap between your stock level and then to the B2C or B2B, be able to solve the gap between how you can actually rearrange 15,000 SKUs or maybe 100 over SKUs to help you sell directly to the market in a different way. So next slide, Roy. So you can see that the slides show you that, see, to pack all these things, right, you need an automation. guys, today's order, we're not looking at 100 to 200 per day. In the MCO level, you're looking at thousands to thousands a day. To able to service 2 days of services of more than 5,000 packs of delivery, right? Or in a various different way, right? You need to invest in a very hard automation and expensive automation to do that, like Amazon. Even Amazon or maybe like JD or Alibaba platforms, right? Their conveyor belt, it's not easy to be done. And so with the software that I created and the way how we actually manage this in a very, very low cost way, so we close the gap between how we can actually handle all these orders that we have in MCO. And it's a software power, but of course, we actually need to have the supply chain and then also with the software connected to ourselves to the other mechanism to solve this problem. So our software was actually prepared for such a mechanism because why? When you reach 1,000 over packs per minute or per hour basis, right? To deliver the next day, right, you really need a very, very special type of analytical engine. It's not easy for you to understand how you can send around the whole Malaysia or even Klang Valley itself. So I believe that, of course, the gap between having a manufacturer or a factory or supply chain to carve into a B2C or B2B model or whichever way to the next level, right? You need to have the middle gap of what like Miss Potter was trying to explain, but you need to make sure that you can cater for all this engine behind, including the fleet that is delivering as well. So how can Jocom actually achieve a 650 delivery fees? That's where we actually able to achieve even sometimes with free delivery and able to cater for a whole mechanics engine behind is because one of the things that we actually really can uh, we really solve the biggest problem of all things, right? In the MCO timing like now, right, was the worst of all is the logistics. So coincidentally, Jocom actually built a very powerful logistics software that inbuilt in it. And of course, one of the experience I can share with you guys is because my family business actually in logistics for 40 years to 50 years. So we know how to cut corners to save money to actually deliver in a very efficient way. So of course, thanks to that, this is why in MCO, right, our order actually become 10 times more than Double 11 because it's until like, I don't know whether you've seen in Double 11, people has been posting photos for you to see like the warehouse is like full of box, it's piling down like rain and that. So it's actually almost like that in our warehouse, if you understand what I'm talking about. So without such a mechanism of things, right, because in the supply chain model, right, it requires you to take care of the logistics. The MCO level now, right, is actually because you have the infrastructure to serve the orders. If the online orders today give you 10,000, there's no logistic company in this country actually able to sustain the logistic of 10,000 deliveries tomorrow. So that's why customized the roads that are supposed to be go. That's why we're able to cater for this kind of packages of products that we actually come for MCO. MCO was really crazy. Orders was really tremendously high. So I see there's an internet connection instability. So those who have actually on video on, you can actually turn off your video. So of course, to share the MCO mechanism is that the logistic in this country have to be established. So if your logistic is not established in Malaysia, they will be not able to serve the next MCO or the next bad situation happens again. So one of the things I can share with you guys, the most painful part that Jocom have is that, you know, we have staff that actually don't dare to come to work because they feel that I'm worried about I getting COVID-19, and then they don't come to work for you, and they prefer to take leave. And during MCO, right, we suffer two things. Staff was scared. Suppliers was actually asking for cash because they do not know what is going to happen tomorrow. So cash was king. Without cash, you wouldn't get stock the next day. There's no more terms anymore when it comes to MCO. And situation like this, in bad times, they will not have any terms with you, 30 days term, 45 days term, it won't happen anymore. For us to serve 15,000 SKU and make sure that it's packed this way and able to deliver on time to one stage places or multiple places at per packages, it requires a lot of optimization in software and procedural SOP as well. So our software really have all these procedures and etc. that allow us to do this. So today in MCO, luckily we are able to serve this much, but delivery is still a problematic because um, you cannot control logistic mechanism. Because and the third one was actually the most serious case, guys. If you guys are in the delivery service, you have to pass through MCO roadblocks. and I can share with you because I actually went and deliver myself as a founder. You can start at 2 hours at Puchong MCO roadblock. Imagine if one day you stuck 3 roadblock, right? You lose half a day. The customer will scream at you until the next day. There's no tomorrow. So to share with you, the logistics have to be rebuilt, and also the infrastructure have to be invested as well. So to actually go to online, not only just a software to actually sell online, but you need to have a very big infrastructure to support such a crazy size of models operandi. So of course I can see that GoUber have a very good model. This portal actually given out a very good, fantastic blueprint. It's actually going to be very, very powerful to have people who want to go online after this, and after MCO. You need to make sure that you have this kind of mechanism and power to strive through the bad times when it comes. So sorry, why we didn't suffer the bad times is because we're able to cater such, my engine was able to cater such a mass order size. It didn't crash and it's still running, but eventually you have delay on logistics. So yes, these are the things that we have problems in MCO. Three things, recap. One is you will have staff issue where actually no one want to work for you when it comes to MCO situation. Second is actually cash is king. You don't give cash, no supply chain will give to you anything. The third one is when you go through the blocks of MCO, you will spend at least 2 hours. We were actually still delivering the since the day of 18 March that we actually we actually on MCO on MCO, but each roadblock that you go through, trust me, it takes you 2 hours. The queue is from like, if anyone been to Kota Damansara or Puchong, right, the Puchong Sunway toll, right, the line of the queue in one line of the 5 lanes become 1 lane. It can be go up to Western Digital, that far. So you will not be able to strike through delivery easily as well. And another example that I can show you is in Kota Damansara. The blocks is actually at in front of Pelangi and before the Shell station. It can line up until the start of Ikano. So you'll have this kind of problems in MCO. So of course, MCO want me to share what is actually the problem that we have in MCO. Yep, these are 3 problems that we have in MCO for past 1 month. Thanks, Roy.
All right. Okay. So this is quite an interesting thing from the e-commerce entrepreneur's point of view. So usually we as a consumer at the background, we always expect to have products to receive very quickly. But actually, in fact, that there's a lot of things are happening behind that we need to solve.
Yeah, Roy, one more thing.
The last question, since we are running out of time, so the last question we have is how do you see the new opportunities driven by the e-commerce stand out our transformation of the company's direction? We will come back to Mr. Joshua.
Yep. So thanks, Roy. So of course, people show a lot of
Mr. Joshua.
posters. Yep, a lot of people show a lot of posts. So post-COVID, what do? My tips to you guys is actually very simple. Do flash sale like me. Do sales like us.
Okay.
Push out all these posters. Can you hear me, Roy? Roy, can you hear me?
Yes, Joshua, please proceed. Joshua, please proceed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Roy can just turn off the video, then you'll be better. Okay. So basically, post-COVID-19, very simple, guys. Do more online e-commerce, Facebook. Do more advertisement.
Yes, clear.
Do advertisement
yes.
like us. Do advertisement like what you're seeing here. See, I already put up some marketing tools here. So of course, 1st of May to 3rd of May, what you can buy from Ramadan special. One of the flashes that we have, we still sell ice cream. Oh yeah, one more thing. Next Monday, we will sell Musang King online. Okay, you see, this is a specialty of things that a lot of people cannot really do, but we can send Musang King to your house. So if you want to enjoy, you can't go out and eat your durian still. You still want to try to get durian to your house. So next week you can get durian from Jocom. So of course, these are things that you need to do. Do more advertisement online. Spend more money. So I guess one of the bad things about post COVID-19 is that you need to do a lot of ads after this. And after this, there'll be a lot of challenges of like doing a lot of ads. You'll be fighting a lot of people. So the one who actually has the right model will win. So next slide, Roy. So of course, with this type of posters and this type of Ramadan special thing, of course, I guess best of part is actually to see how to actually get yourself in a post-COVID-19 to get much more sales and everything else. I still seen the same slide. So Roy, you can move to the next slide. So what are the things that we need to look at of is are the things that you can see in our stock last these are things. So my tips to everyone is that if you are doing online today, after this you need to do much more sales item like this, and then make sure that you can crunch through all these special things. Although we do sell some of the special items like masks and also temperature gun. Oh yeah, one more thing that post COVID-19, one of the tips that I can actually share with everyone is that Monday you go back to work, you know, you want to try to make sure that you can go back to your office and make sure you adhere to the SOP, right? Each of the officers need to have masks, sanitizers, and temperature gun prepared. So today we are doing a very quick sale. So you're going to buy a temperature gun and deliver to you on Monday afternoon or Tuesday morning, right? If you want to go back to office, you can order from our app today, and then you can get the mask and also the temperature gun. And of course, GIC members, if let's say those who are publicly listening to this, GIC members, we are still giving you the special 100 ringgit voucher. I think MCM will still have it. You must type in GIS, the magic GIS 100. So please ask from the MCM team how to get the 299 worth of the temperature gun to become 199 for you today, okay, and until tomorrow. So make sure you get these tools ready for your post-COVID-19 as well. So when you go to office, you have masks, you have temperature gun, you have sanitizers. So to actually keep your office clean. Next slide, Roy. I guess post-COVID-19 will have a lot of special things that you need to prepare. And a lot of businesses will be opening, and then the things will change. Even you going into a restaurant, you need to buy a temperature gun, you need to wear masks, and you need to put sanitizer. Is it another extra cost for everyone who start a business nowadays? So starting a business nowadays will be very, very different from comparable to others. So of course, who is actually handling the slide can actually do a next slide. I think I'm still seeing the slide static in a way.
Never mind, so you just proceed because I think there are some lagging.
Yeah, I think someone have to come back in. The Roy is coming in again. So of course, COVID-19 has been given a lot of people opportunities, and some people given them an extra cost. So of course, to what can Jocom learn from this, and what can you learn from us is that we believe that now doing business online is much more special than compared to doing retail businesses and also traditional businesses really. Everyone will try to change online, but one of the things that you must remember, when you change from offline to online, you have this big problem where you have the extra cost to be involved. Sanitizing your office is one thing. Having a gun, temperature gun, and a mask and sanitizer in your office is usually a new norm as well. And then of course, having this uh, deals that you can send to your office. So we have ready these stocks for you to send to your office. So if your office staff used to have this Coca-Cola, Milo to be Nescafe to be given to your staff every morning, you can order from us. We can send to your doorstep of your office. Then you can replenish your fridge, so you don't need to go out to buy from the hypermarkets or outside anymore. So these are things that you can do to actually from us to see that what you can actually get from our Jocom app itself. Next slide, please. Yep, it's over. I think MCM GIC 100. So please, if you say you still cannot remember the code, please ask the MCM members to show you this slide again. So the discount code for the temperature gun for this round is going to be 100 ringgit discount. So only for MCM GIC members only. So make sure you go in there and get your limited units as soon as possible. So thanks to MCM and also thanks to the team to get the chance to have this special deal. And then also selling good price for the mask as well.
Right.
So next slide. Next slide. Okay. Yep, of course, if you have a chance to buy our stuff, you see, post-COVID, right, you need to do a lot of costing. You need to give away free stuff. So doing online is not easy, to be frank, guys. Everyone thought that rushing online is actually going to be a very good thing, but you have to still give away free stuff like us. We're giving away Huawei Nova 5T. We're giving away vouchers, 100 vouchers. You see, you're still burning money on online basis. But of course, this is good for the consumers and good for your own self as well. So a lot of people actually have no chance to actually do this kind of extra marketing. That's why going online, if you after MCO or post MCO, you try to do online business as well, you're fighting a lot of people. It's very, very packed after this. So giving free stuff, those who actually are the old players who survive, you have a chance to understand what is going to happen next. But those new players who come in, they'll be clouded by the players who are actually playing at the same time. So these are the post-COVID-19 thing that I can actually share with you guys. And of course, next slide, Roy or anyone who actually control the slide. And of course, now Jocom app for sure. Ramadan is coming, and also make sure that you order your stuff, stay home, stay safe, stay at the office, don't go anywhere. If let's say your office has replenished your fridge for Coca-Cola, Nescafe, ask them for this and order it from Jocom app, and then make sure that you have the benefits of this staying in the office and keep yourself clean and safe. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Joshua.